I'm Audrey Mutongi, founder of the No.1 Befriending Agency, doctoral student at the University of Glasgow. I have never run a business before. Prior to running this business, I have no business experience, but I do come from a family where my father ran a business, so I grew up in a sort of business environment, but this is my first time taking the challenge of starting something, of running it, and leading a team of people. I wanted to make a difference. The business that I'm involved in is about supporting people who experience loneliness and isolation, and I'd seen firsthand what loneliness can do. I'd also studied business, so one of the reasons I wanted to start a business is just to see if this stuff works. You know that you can run a business beyond the bottom line, beyond making profit. You can actually solve social problems, but you want to see it in action. You want to see it in operation and how that feels, and it's very different. It's a befriending service that I run, and I was befriending before I had the business. So that's really, I think that was just to see if that really works. So I had people that I was visiting and I was befriending before I was officially running a business, and then when I realized that it was a concept that worked, my next step was to try and get some funding. So we're very fortunate in Scotland that I think we're one of the best places to start a social enterprise, because there's so much support available, and that's financial support, but also just business support and how to go about things, what kind of legal structure to go with, and other social enterprises that have done it before, which is always learning an opportunity for learning. So I did approach an organisation that funds social enterprises and third sector organisations that are looking to start up. And when I got funding for that, that was how I started. What you want to do is make the world a better place. What you don't envisage is you become a leader, because if you found something and other people come onto your team, then you've got a bunch of people that you're leading. It was a learning curve for me, because then I had to think about management as well as leadership. It still is, but it's a very good learning curve, because you learn a lot more about yourself when you're working with a team of people. Just seeing the smiles on people's faces when you go on a befriending visit. Like, even though I'm obviously in the office quite a lot, I'm also a volunteer for the organisation, so I befriend a couple of people. Once a week I spend time with an 86-year-old gentleman that I visit, and I also spend time with another lady that I visit, and just walking in and having a cup of tea with them and just seeing how happy they are to see someone and to chat about their day. I think that's wonderful. One lady that I visit, she calls it a cup of friendship. So the first thing she says when I walk in is, "Put the kettle on, Audrey, and let's have a cup of friendship." And I think that it captures it all very well. But that is definitely the highlights of what I do. When you start a business, you don't realise the number of things that you need to do in order to operate a business. Like, for instance, in the last few months, we've had GDPR, so we're thinking about data protection for our volunteers, for the people that we're supporting, for the staff members, for the board members, and having that legally supported means more money. Thinking about becoming an employer that provides a pension when you've not had a budget for it before. That's been a challenge for us. Luckily, we've been able to do all those things, but it is a series of challenges that you need to overcome. So you have to anticipate that you'll have a challenge, because you will, really. If you have a passion for something, you have a bit of background knowledge about it, you really want to do it, go for it. That's the advice that I would do. It's very different having the theoretical knowledge and understanding from a research perspective what is involved in organising a business. But when you go into it, I think in all my years of education, my business has been my biggest education.